Hey guys, so Ethan has responded to Frogan about the Frogan lawsuit, H-Free Show 172. As normal, if you want to learn more, I advise you to go to the original content creator and watch that video. Essentially, I can summarize this. Ethan is surprised that Frogan is not accepting service. He believes Frogan does not have a attorney, at least a attorney on record. There could be like a family friend attorney, but see, anyone with a attorney, and I agree with this with Ethan, would have accepted service. Ethan is also surprised that the flip Denons is flipping it as if this server is stalking Frogan. That's interesting. I'm going to address that right now. So when you do have a server, and Ethan must watch my video because he was talking about a lawyer who was served or attempted service at a hospital after his daughter was born. That would be me. That's got to be like what percentage of the population would make a YouTube video about that? Probably just me. So he is watching these videos, so we can say hi to Ethan in the comments. I agree with Ethan. I mean, when you are sued, there's a way to do it. There's a way to get a lawyer. The lawyer can even reach out to Ethan's lawyer, whose name, number, address is public, and they can get service done in a very professional way. Or you could have the additional expense, and this particular person is expensive, which tells me that he knows what he is doing, of having someone try to serve you in person and not tell and try to avoid being served in person. This cat and mouse game substitute service, I think, was applied, so it doesn't really matter at this point in time. Even after August 4th, if Frogan does not respond or her lawyers do not respond, he can go for a default summary judgment, which means that he just wins and he can start garnishing Frogan's wages. Frogan, out of all the individuals, is just pretending that nothing has happened. Oh, I'm not sued. Ethan Klein does not exist. Initially, like Ethan, I thought Frogan had a really good legal team. I thought she was the smartest one of the bunch by no longer mentioning Ethan, no longer talking. And like AB said, the co-host did try to bait her in talking about Ethan, and she resisted somehow. She even took a break from streaming. I assume that was to do settlement talks, but according to Ethan, Frogan has not reached out. There are no settlement talks, and he doesn't really want to settle with Frogan anyway. But that means that Frogan, Ethan has shot down this idea that people have in the comments that the reason Frogan is not being served or is avoiding being served is he's in settlement talks with Ethan. Ethan has said publicly that there were no settlement talks. She has not reached out to Ethan. If she has a lawyer, that lawyer has not reached out. They are dodging. So he's confirmed Frogan's strategy is to dodge being served. Now, on top of that, the interesting thing that Denon and some of Frogan's friends are trying to spin this at, or maybe to get more donations and sympathy, is that the server has been stalking Frogan. So I don't watch Frogan streams. I assume she has like a real job in the healthcare sector because that's what I've been told. That's what my research indicates on LinkedIn. So I cannot imagine somebody with a real job streaming until 2 in the morning, 6 in the morning. That doesn't seem reasonable, but there is evidence on the H-Free Productions subreddit that yes, indeed, Frogan streams until 2 in the morning. And that is why she is being served in the middle of the night. Like I said, hey man, like if you have a 9 to 5 job, which I believe Frogan has, should you not be streaming that late at night so you can do a good job at your workplace that pays you? I don't know. To each their own, right? Especially when it's public. Like if I was her boss, I would not be happy she's streaming until 2 to 4 in the morning. And she's, again, Los Angeles is very expensive. Jobs are very tend to be higher paying because of how expensive Los Angeles is. It's not a cheap place to live, guys. It is not a cheap place to live. Now, on the flip side, if you are sued and you don't want a dude stalking, I don't think he's stalking. He's licensed by the U.S. government or the state government or the whatever the licensing. California, yes, they're in California. He's licensed California process server. That is his job, to serve you. These people are professionals. They have to be certified. They have to follow a code of ethics and guidelines. And they have certain strategies they probably have developed throughout the years. The fact that a professional server was not able to serve Frogan personally, even after looking into her, double checking the addresses, having 2 different background checks confirming the address, Frogan is really trying hard to, and has done a good job. Let's be honest about this. This dude has tried. He has tried to find her. He is a professional. This is what he does for a living. He was not able to because Frogan is just that difficult. I bet you if you ask this process server, out of 100 people you serve over a period of time, how many of them accept service? And it would be something like 90%. And the other 10%, it might be like a wrong address or something, which I still think is a possibility. I know Ethan mentions there were 2 background checks with the same address. That's definitely giving confidence that that's where she lives. You can't just ignore that this is, and just put your head in the sand and keep on streaming. And, you look at this room. People tell me she's really poor, and I just don't see it. I look at this room. I look at the paint. This is in Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Like to afford an apartment that looks like this in Los Angeles that is quiet all the time, and it's not cheap. Now, what is her plan? She has a GoFundMe, and the GoFundMe she raised for legal defense and, quote, personal usage. So I think she's going to eat out the GoFundMe, either literally or figuratively, one of the two, maybe both. And once the GoFundMe is over, she'll probably try to raise some more money. This, to me, is just an individual who wanted to piggyback off the Denons in case. I did not realize she was so much smaller than Denons. When initially I reported on this, because of the Tectone updates, I thought she was like a relatively mid-sized YouTuber. No, she's actually quite small on Twitch, or on Twitch and YouTube. It's quite possible to make that type of money. So back to the argument I'm arguing on the comments. I know this because when I was doing my Logan Paul videos and I was getting similar viewership as she does, I was making $5,000, $6,000 a month. Again, without even trying. This is the Logan Paul Crypto Zoo videos when it first broke out. I think people very, very much underestimate how much money YouTube pays via AdSense. And I think they underestimate how much little donations accumulate. It is interesting to get the update from Ethan. Ethan has again confirmed there are no settlement talks. His lawyers, his team have not talked to Frogan, and Frogan, yes, indeed, is doing what I said she was doing, which is evading service. And she's done a really good job of it, to be honest. The way that Ethan has described the server process looks pretty good. I mean, they hired a professional server. They did 2 background checks to make sure the address was correct. And this guy, he did try to serve her. I didn't know this because it's not in the legal documents, but according to Ethan, he did try to serve her during regular hours. But again, she's probably at her job that many of you don't think she has. It's interesting, right? When your fans or the fans supporting you are in the comment section saying that you don't have a job and you don't make that much money, and that's the support they're giving you, right? Because they want to donate to you. It's totally different from me. I don't want you guys to give me money. I don't want you guys to donate to. I don't have a Patreon. I don't even have. I've never had a sponsor on this channel, and you can go look. I've never had a Patreon on this channel. I think if you have money to donate to me, why don't you just donate to your Uber Eats driver? Why don't you donate to a local animal shelter? There are so many other better places to donate your money than me. I appreciate it, and all the money that I make, AdSense and otherwise. Again, we've never had a sponsor, and I do not think we will ever take a sponsor unless like the sponsor is my Pokemon store. Anyway, bye guys.